What's up, y'all? This is Dawn Robinson, formerly of In Vogue and Lucy Pearl, and you're in the basement with JaVonne and Terez. My girls! I love y'all.
Hi, this is Mason. You're in the basement with JaVonne and Terez. Perfect.
Hey, this is Leon. That's right, Leon, with some of your favorite movies, and I'm at brunch in the basement with Terez and JaVonne. Stay here with me. Stay here with me. Stay here with me.
Still in the basement, no longer alone, with my homegirl Terez on the microphone. Music, politics, or just chatting it up. Brunch in the basement, see that's what's up. You never know who might run through. Legendary artist or someone brand new. You miss a lot when you miss one day. At least that's what I heard somebody say. But it doesn't really matter what whoever says. It's always a good show with JaVonne and Terez. Yeah. Brunch in the basement with JaVonne and Terez. Yeah. Let's see who we got today. Come on, everybody's a friend in my head. I already know everybody. Whatever it is. One day I'll tell you about me and Shaka Khan, but you know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But she doesn't know anything about it. But anyway. No, she doesn't. She wasn't even there actually. But anyway.
All horses though, Jay. Like, she's got our ears and
I'm gonna send y'all something tomorrow. I'll definitely get an address. I'll send y'all something.
You can send me some cologne, because I mean,
cologne,
you know,
like cologne?
yeah. Just in
that.
case I should meet Shaka Khan, I want to smell really, you know, nice.
Oh God.
Okie dokie, man. Whatever you say.
The time, so
and we thank you for that.
Thank you.
Yes,
well, thank you. This part, that little piece, I'm just gonna keep and play it all the time for myself. But no, I'm just teasing.
What's up, everybody? How y'all doing this morning? Good morning, Nathan James. How are you? We're running a little bit late this morning, and I apologize. You know, it's just one of those days. For me, it was a late night. I stayed up for no good reason, really late. And I think for Rez, she is having a bit of technical difficulties, I think. But in the meanwhile, what I wanted to do last week anyway was to get with a couple of rapid fires. For those of you who are tuning in on TikTok, we have you situated in a different way. Like, so let me know if it looks weird. I see you watching John and Ned. I like that name, Ned. So I'm gonna play this, and by the time we finish, this is the legendary Kenny Bobian. I shall not be moved. Yeah.
Black people.
United.
God.
Love.
Community.
Community. Ooh. That's a hard one for me. Wait a minute. You said the first one that comes to mind?
Yep. First
Yeah.
word.
Unity.
Children.
Oh, love.
Peace.
My soul.
Amen. Okay, JaVonne, you're up next.
Okay. Dance.
Music.
House.
A home.
Church.
Fellowship.
Brother.
Strong.
Romance.
Needed.
Amen. Go right there.
Right there. Yep.
Hey, everybody, this is Kenny Bobian, and you're listening to Brunch in the Basement with JaVonne and Terez. In order for them to judge it, I had to sing it again at the last minute. And so when I did, don't you remember you told me you loved me, baby? You said you'll be coming back this way again, baby. Baby, 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 oh, baby. I love you. I need you. And when I did that, it went bananas. They couldn't even go. They couldn't even go over it anymore. They was like, he won.
Hey, Rezzy Pooh.
Hey, that baby's laugh gives me so much joy.
How you been?
I've been good, man. I've been good. Busy week, but good. And you? Love that Kenny Bobian slide. Nice, nice.
Yeah. You know, I did some research. Obviously, you know, Tammy too much, always trying to find out this and that and the other. And what I found out, because I was really trying to figure out what happened to our ability to accept calls on this show via Blog Talk Radio.
Okay.
And what I found out, because I subscribe to Blog Talk Radio, which is how we're able to utilize the system, that Blog Talk Radio is shutting down. So there's a lot of things, and I have a month to transport all of the previous shows because they will be lost in the
proverbial sauce.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, interviews with I'm talking about before they came on here, you know, where we had the visual. They were just talking, and I think sometimes it's easier to say things when no one is looking at you. You have a conversation, and you just, you know, like for example, my first interview with Sarah Dash was on there, and she told me so many things about her and Patty and Nona, and you know, things about her family and things about Cindy, you know, before when it was four of them, you know, before Cindy went to sing with the Supremes, and just you know, stuff. My very first interview was supposed to be with Carl Bean. And for some reason he was not able to show up on that day. But the next the next time I went live, and I had Cheryl sitting with me holding my hand. I was so nervous because that interview was with Melba Moore.
The legendary
The
Auntie Melba.
legendary. So the very first interview I ever did was with Melba Moore, with Auntie Melba Moore. Let me throw some respect and love on that name.
Auntie Melba. Shout out to
Auntie Melba. So, you know, for me, that was, and I'm telling you, Cheryl was sitting there next to me and I'm holding her hand and I could barely believe it. And then from there is where I met, you know, Sarah Dash and Robin S. and
Robin.
yeah, you know, so many people came through. It was crazy. The interview the first interview that I did with Evelyn Champagne King before she came on this visual platform, we were laughing. She cried during that interview. She sang live during that interview. It was so much, it was bananas. It was just, and we became quick friends. And I actually became quick friends with a lot of folk during that period. And I just would hate to lose those interviews. So
No,
you know,
we got to get on that because
yeah,
there's a couple of historic, not a couple. I'm pretty sure there are a lot of historic interviews in that time frame specifically too, and around COVID, because we'll never prayerfully never get another one of those. And people were in a different space. Sorry, I'm reaching for stuff.
Absolutely.
I mean, out of my reach.
Yeah, it's okay. You know, but a lot of things have changed since that time. And there are people who I had contact with then that I may not have or may have contact with now. And people that I haven't heard from in a long time, like Phil Perry, who was like a regular on the show. He came on every 3 months or so, you know. That classic Peebo piece that I have of him singing my singing happy birthday to me, there's a whole interview that went along with that. It wasn't just, you know, Peebo just came on to sing happy birthday. That was, you know, it's just crazy. I'm sorry, I'm kind of rambling on that and being a little nostalgic, but so I'm looking at different platforms, and I have to say there's one that I find very intriguing. However, it might change the dynamic of the show. So we need to think about that. We need to talk about it because it does have a call-in feature. However, it may mean leaving this streaming platform, and you and I, you know, and guests, I guess, I don't know how many guests or what that would look like, would be visual, but we could take calls, but the comments, the way David is showing now, we wouldn't be able to post the comments. However, we could take calls. So, you know, I think in this day and age, it's easier for people to just post their comments. However, you get more, and it's more in depth when people are speaking, and you can ask them questions in real time and they can talk and their emotion comes through. So it's like, which way do we want to go? So I guess I don't know whether or not we'll be able to do both like we were able to do with Blog Talk Radio. But the other platform that I'm looking at, you know, it seems like it has a lot of things, and it also can live stream to TikTok itself without doing this whole thing.
TikTok, I think we better see what the outcome of that's going to be.
Yeah. Well, it TikTok and the other platforms, not just TikTok. I'm just saying because right now, as you can see, I have my phone, I'm kind of bootlegging TikTok in. This platform that we're on now does not operate with TikTok, but
TikTokers fight. Let's all fight to keep it. I mean, I think it's a bully move, quite frankly. Like,
yeah,
sell it or goodbye. Like, really? So it's really not about all the other stuff you tried to say, like the privacy and yada yada. It's about you wanting to own the platform and not having access to the platform to be able to do whatever you proverbially do.
exactly.
There's showing.
I want to say hi, good morning to everyone watching on TikTok and hey Gigi, I see you. TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. If you're on Facebook, I would ask you to please shuffle on over to YouTube, WJBR Internet Radio, and check us out there, because there I can see your comments and post them up on the page. It's so good to see you too, David.
Yeah.
I follow you everywhere, sir, with your pretty self.
Excuse me, that he is.
God bless you. Isn't he a beautiful man?
Oh, excuse me.
You're a beautiful soul, David, with a beautiful voice and spirit. Love you mucho. So I had taken some TikTok videos and emailed them to myself, and intended to download them so that I could upload them into this system. Because they were very blah 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 about what's going on, and I just wanted to share them. Brandon says my favorites. God bless you, Green Eyes.
Hey, big head.
So let me ask you, Brandon and David, what you guys think, and Nathan, if you're still hanging out there. Do you think you would prefer a call-in, or you continue to type your comments? As a matter of fact, I'm gonna, I guess, do some surveys out there and see what people would prefer,
I was gonna say
as
that.
opposed to what we would just prefer. Because if that's the case, we can keep doing what we're doing here, or we can move on to, either way, I still have to get another platform buzzing so that I can get all the old recordings to batch over. And I would love for our Blog Talk Radio listeners who like to just listen to follow us. So I'm thinking about all the things I have to do, and I don't know why I'm saying it all out loud right now, but I guess it's because I'm watching your pretty face, Chew, and I don't, might as well just talk it out. You know how you walk it out? Well, talk it out.
The brunch in the basement.
Yeah, and there's no secrets, it's not like I'm trying to cure cancer or have a secret plan to take over the world like some people do. I'm just
Nice slide.
I'm just trying to live, So with that, let's bring on Gigi, and maybe we can talk about the criminal empire that is about to happen. Gigi.
Oh, did you hit that one right on the head? Good morning.
Good morning.
Grand rising, everyone.
Mm-hmm.
How you doing?
Well,
I have a theme going on this morning.
Woohoo! A little late with my applause, right? Everything is on a, looking at you.
So, y'all know I'm always busy doing stuff on Saturdays and Sundays. My divas always got us going. So we're doing like a Candyland thing this afternoon. So mine's is Twizzler. My t-shirt's upstairs, but I got my Twizzler socks, and then I just end up doing Twizzlers. And I said it just started flowing into this whole love vibe. So I just went there this morning.
Nice.
Brandon says you're giving good times vibes.
Yes, that's right. Hey.
And FYI, we already have a split vote. David likes the convenience of commenting, and Brandon wants call in for when there's guests or really rare topics. And that makes sense too, because one of the things that I prided myself on and wanted to do with the old Blog Talk Radio was give people an opportunity to speak with the legends that they have come to love, and for those legends to get their kudos live from their fans, admirers, and people who respect and have something they want to give to them positive. So that's a good point. Both there's convenience to just texting in your comment, and then there's also, the amazing experience of speaking to someone you've been dancing to their voice, or you've been watching their movies, or you've been reading their I don't know, their works, or admiring their art, or or they say something and you just like, what, that you speaking to my soul, so we'll keep the polling going. We'll keep the polling going. Sorry about that, Gigi. Every now and then I gotta just respond to what the people got to say.
Of course.
All right.
How is y'all week?
It was a week for me,
Oh,
So how was your week? So what's going on in the world, Gigi? Because I do not watch the news anymore, believe it or not.
So I'm going to start with this. I'm not even doing 2025. Let me tell you, every single day, there is something going on. And this morning, I was watching YouTube or something, and I think I changed over to the news. And something came up about the 2 migrant teenagers that got stabbed in New York. They were asked if they spoke English, and they said no, and they were stabbed. One 17-year-old who was killed, unalived, I'm sorry. And the other one is in the hospital. And it instantly saddened my soul because I thought about it is starting. It is starting where people of brown or black color are we already know what happened over there in Ohio, right? We already know how they ostracized and fear-mongered the Haitian migrants over there in Ohio. But when we're talking New York City, that is the bedrock of immigration, right? We know that there are all cultures in the city of New York.
Melting pot.
And for someone, and the reason we probably didn't see this, some people probably know, because we already know what's been in the top, right now, all the police are out chasing the guy who did what he did to United Healthcare CEO workers. So the life of a young teenage migrant child is not important. It's not going to ever be important to them. Finding out this big case of what happened to the CEO is definitely going to be on the top of everybody's list, but not mine. I instantly started crying and just thinking about where our world is turning to. I put down his name is Yoremi Colito, and I speak his name. He was 17, somebody's child. And it's sad that this administration, this clown show, these people that have pretty much stolen our government are the ones who will be ultimately responsible for every drop of blood that is dropped on this sand. They will be, and they won't care.
Let me ask a question about the young man, and this is tragic. Let me guess, all of the cameras and things and technology that they've employed to go after somebody they're never going to catch was not offered or not available for this young man to catch his assailant?
So far, nothing that I've seen. Literally went on YouTube and that was only one story out there. One.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, people have to take responsibility for their own actions. People have to take responsibility for what they do. If somebody says pink people are the problem, and you take it upon yourself to go stab a pink person, that shit is on you.
It's on you.
We have some really, really crazy people living in this world.
Yes.
And, you know, and it's funny.
Brandon just said, and there will be nothing. MJ said they don't really care about us.
Yeah, they don't.
Well, it's weird too, because I'm starting to lean a different way, and I'm kind of examining my own mental fortitude here, because it's like I've lost the capacity to expect them to. That's one, and then the second piece is, okay, what can we do to flip this? And it's always, to me, rolls back into economics to a certain degree. But the other side of it is like, I told myself I wasn't going to watch the news. I lied a little bit, because I was, when this whole guy gets unalived in broad daylight with a silencer.
Silencer.
And it said something else to me too, as they are continuing to unfold, or let's just say the information is being exposed about it. Meaning they followed this, they were able to backtrack him for 10 days. So I started laughing to myself. I'm like, y'all know that the Pentagon has a whole movie department, right? A whole department in there dedicated to shows and movies and stuff, and getting information for things like this. And I think that everything that is on the screen, we already have
living
capacity to do, or we're living. Exactly. Art imitating life is, not that far away. And I'm looking at it and I listen to this. And the more I listen to it, now we got the bullet casings, with inscribed stuff on it. The backpack assailant, you got the backpack,
What's inscribed on the bullet casings?
They link to a maybe Gigi, maybe you can pull it up. It links to I'll get that to you, Jay, because that's important, only because it is it's like it's somebody wagging their it's linked to something that the insurance companies have not been doing.
Delay. The words delay, deny, depose was on the shell casing.
There we go.
Wow.
Which prompted many of the insurance companies to scrub their bios and information off their websites, because they don't want to be targeted. So now, and just understand, I believe that we are in a time of reckoning, right? And not just folks of color. If you're doing things that you've been notoriously getting away with at people's expense, I think, whenever your number gets called, you just better, see what you could do to go calmly, or see what you can do to fix the situation. Social media posted the salaries of several of those CEOs, and they are
livid,
disgusting. And the fact that, like, you still walking around like people, it's a serious thing when you're not approved for something that you need, or a family member that you depend on is not.
And you've been paying for?
And you've been paying for it. And that's the tricky thing about insurance too, because think about your car insurance. You're paying whether or not you get into an accident. It's something you're paying for just in case. And then for them to deny you, insurance you have to have insurance for everything, homes, cars.
Consistently.
And it's something that if you don't use, you need to be able to get incentivized to get it back. Or, you're in immediate health care, like they were thinking about delaying, not delaying,
Anthem.
Yeah. They stopped that.
They reversed it real quick, but it was interesting that they even put that out there after this happened to the UHC CEO. Like, what?
Yeah.
Look, in this field, I consistently, as a manager in healthcare, dealing with revenue cycle, United Healthcare, Cigna, and Humana are the major 3 villains of not paying claims.
Right.
Period.
What is it about?
So with United Healthcare, they are the worst. I actually had, a couple of years back, I did a training and I had found a story on this guy whose family, both of his parents were actually professors, and their insurance, so they were tenured. So their insurance was 100% paid, right? Their son, who was also a student, ended up having a medical emergency. So he went from this healthy young man at 20 something years old to a diminished capacity where he couldn't even leave the house. Okay. They just some disease that came over him. United, his, and it's actually in my field because it's home infusion. So he was on a medication that was helping to allow him to live his life. It's like a cocktail of different meds. They were trying to figure out to formulate something to give him some type of life, right? They consistently denied it. And what happens is they send it over to peer-to-peer for the physician to read the medical records and come back with the information. And they kept doing it consistently. So finally, the doctor's sending all the information and they approved it, but they had been denying it initially. The worst part of that isn't that they finally approved it, was that they turned around because they had finally found out that they were sending it to the same place where it kept getting denied. When they sent it somewhere else, it got approved with the same information. When it got approved, there was a phone call that was made, and they said this should have never went there. It was supposed to go to the ones that we use on a consistent basis. What they end up finding out, and me and my research, I started researching, was finding out that they use this group of physicians that deny 75 to 80% of their claims, regardless. That's their job, to deny more than they approve. So they got an attorney who, of course, fought. His bills at this point were well over $1 million. Because this has been going on for years. And what they expect and what they hope is that the provider, like me, will decide to just wash the claims away, say forget it and let it go. But there are some that say, no, we're going to then put this bill on the patient because ultimately it is the patient's responsibility. Right. We bill your claims as a courtesy. It is not because we have to. We do it to help you as the patient and to make sure that the funds come into our bank account. But ultimately, we don't have to do that. So the bills are ultimately on you. So they got an attorney, and they kept on. It went on forever until they finally got paid and they got the authorization to clear, until it started all over again. I haven't followed up again after the last denial that came through. But this is what United Healthcare does. When I tell you that our United Healthcare claims at my job now are ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And all of these people are on special medications that they get infused into their bodies, chemo drugs to help with mental illness or whatever. And some of these drugs are very expensive. So again, starts from pharma, physicians. We as a provider, we're providing the service, but we're not getting it done. You understand what I'm saying? We're not the doctors that are ordering it, but we're still providing. And these drugs cost a lot of money for us to buy them, to provide them to the patient. And then you say you don't want to pay us. And that's what they want to do.
And the CEO has the option to change that. Like,
yes, he does.
And the fact that, and I'm just asking a question. And the fact that, you have these huge situations with United Healthcare and the CEO, would that mean that he could possibly have turned a blind eye to it, or just been a part of the conspiracy not to pay out claims?
Right, because the more claims they do not pay, the more money they get to keep at the end of the year that they get to pocket. Right? It's just like any other corporate business that we know. It's just that healthcare is billions and trillions of dollars. There are some drugs that I look at that my mind, even when I'm looking at this claim going, we just got to check for one patient's infusion, $170,000. That is insane. It is insane. So just think about us getting reimbursed at that amount, but think about when we don't get reimbursed that amount because they don't want to pay that amount. You understand? But these are the drugs. And then I think that was part of what, the Harris and Biden administration was working on, trying to level the playing ground when it came to the pricing of these drugs.
That's exactly what they were talking about.
That's
exactly what they were talking about. That's what they started doing with insulin. They had only done it for seniors, and they wanted to expand for everyone, and they wanted to include more medications. I just want to give a shout out to Athena on TikTok. Thank you, sweetheart, for sharing. And you're right, only in America. I hope you can hear a little better now. I turned up all the volumes. Let me know if you can. And we're going to keep it moving like that. And also chime in and let us know if you prefer to comment by commenting, typing it in, or calling in to voice your opinions on matters such as this. People have things to say. We want to know what you have to say. This is your space. Let's talk it out. Let's talk it out.
I think it's important that people realize that with the Republican Party, I don't even want to say the Republican Party, the MAGA madness over there, wanting to pull back our health care, right? Just imagine someone having a pre-existing condition. Let's talk about that piece alone. Having Obamacare, the ACA was able to reverse that. We know that there's been plenty of people that have had asthma, diabetes, high blood, heart attacks, even pregnancy, right? So in that, yes, that's a pre-existing condition, especially if you're high risk, right? So
it's a Syrian.
Just think about that. With them pulling that back, that at risk, we're talking about hundreds of millions of people going into medical debt that they have never seen before. And in some cases, people decide, I'm just going to not deal with my health because I need to keep this money to keep the lights on in my home or put food on my table. For people to vote against their own health interests will forever boggle my mind. Let's put all the eggs aside. Let's put eggs aside, since that's been the thing, right?
Yeah.
What about your health?
I don't even think that there was any thought behind, any of this in depth, but they gonna fuck around and find out. And unfortunately, and the one of the things is getting in debt is one thing for medical, but a lot of times they won't even allow these treatments without being paid. So you're just not gonna get the treatment. You ain't gonna go into debt because you're just not gonna get what you need to be able to sustain your life. And if it doesn't impact you, it's gonna impact somebody that you love tremendously.
It'll push people to start going back to hospitals instead of urgent cares and private doctors. But if you notice, a lot of that pieces they carved away, right? So then hospitals are not allowed to turn you away, right? Especially in emergency care. But even though women, for some reason, we are the anomaly in that piece, but we'll say a man will not have to be turned away. If it's because with a woman right now in some states, if it has to do anything with turn into pregnancy, there is a risk that we know they will not touch you. So let's just say something that's not of pregnancy or of something that has to do with your heart. They cannot allow to turn you away. And so you can still end up getting bills from the hospital. But there's a lot of hospitals that have been shut down. A lot of them lately. So
that's why I have my own flock.
You got a doctor on speed dial, JaVonne? Let us know.
Athena says she makes her own eggs. She has her own flock.
All right, for the eggs.
So
Okay,
she don't have to worry about eggs anymore. Good for you. You should start selling them at a decent price and maybe make a whole business out of it. Start breeding chickens. Dude.
Chickens are some nasty things to breed too. Gee, you is.
You know?
Coops are not cute.
All right, so I'm gonna bring a couple of things that I wrote down. Outside of that, I digress on that piece. So y'all heard about Billy Long?
I haven't heard about anything. Keep it.
Billy Long, no, the one that talks like this. You know, he's an auctioneer. He talks real fast. You know, that man who was actually in Congress doing that when who was that funny looking lady that was walking around there that Trump had with him all the time? So he did that to try to get her out when she was there. But he is an auctioneer. He has been summoned to lead the IRS, okay, to abolish it, replace income tax with a 23% sales tax. Woohoo! Lucky us. We will get a 23% sales tax
and not get our income tax. We're gonna need it's going back to the people anyway. Like what kind of okie doke? Okay.
Yes. There is a current IRS person right now who has been, of course, he has been going after billionaires and trying to get the money. So we already know what's about to happen to him in January. He will get the axe. And Mr. Billy Long, auctioneer, and his term actually wasn't up until 27. But you know they're gonna let him go. Mr. Billy Long will be placed in that position to do the MAGA bidding. So,
and how did they determine this 23% for all should make up for the fact that the bills for man? Listen,
that's another way to screw Americans, right? Just whatever they can do. So I'm gonna lead you down to Mr. Dark MAGA. Elon Trump, Elon Trump. I know exactly what I said because he is technically, at this point, from everything that I have seen, acting as president-elect. He is getting phone calls from other country leaders, skipping over the president that's sitting in the seat right now. And the one that's supposed to be getting in it, and he is getting those direct phone calls.
Moolah la.
He is I didn't know if y'all heard of this. He wanted X to become like a Venmo. Yeah, he wanted it to have the functionality to have us utilize his platform to send and receive money. There's only one state right now that had approved him now. I guess this was prior to him getting part of MAGA, and that was California. I bet they're rethinking that now. But he has been trying for New York, and New York has been shutting him down. But that is where they're trying to go. I don't know if you heard it, that the other thing
they want to have control of us sending and receiving money. They want to have control of money
over everything.
So check this out. Think about this. All the people thinking about moving to a different country, move your money first. Move your money first. And the question then becomes, for those of us at the age or stage, or those who are thinking about moving to a different country and receiving Social Security, if you have your pension that's going to be directly deposited to you and things like that, if they're
going to have access,
if it all has to go through them, then they're gonna look, man. We're talking about some dangerous stuff.
It is.
We're talking about some very, very dangerous stuff. Complete control.
Yes.
The more you think about it, the more I think about it, the more potentially dangerous it can be. I just hope, like Athena said, the Underground Railroad is about to line up, I hope it's really, really strong and powerful, because I'm getting a little annoyed with the progressives, the progressive Democrats saying, yeah, because we this and that. Here's the thing. A lot of progressives did not support Kamala.
Mm-hmm.
They supported Jill Stein, which was supporting Lady Eloise.
Mm-hmm. You're right. You're
Orange
right.
Lady Eloise. So, to me, it's on them. It's a big part of it is on them. What did they do to prevent this? I don't want to hear about what they're going to do now. I was watching them.
Yep.
Progressive Democrats. You could have prevented this. So move on with your bullshit. That's how I feel about that. I'm dead straight up serious about that shit.
Yes.
Because here's the other thing. When it comes to our dealings with foreign nations, right? Especially in times of war, when other people are having war and atrocities are happening in the world. Okay, I'm just going to say that we all know that there are atrocities. We nobody wants that shit. Well, there may be some people that want that shit to happen, but for the most part, we don't want that shit to happen, right? But here's the other thing. If it's up to me, if I'm put in a position, if y'all say, okay, JaVonne, there's a possibility that we could put you in the White House next week, but we need to know what you're going to do about that situation, the people dying and the wars. You have two madmen fighting these wars, one madder than the other. I'm not going to tell you what my strategy is going to be. I am not going to disclose what it is that I'm going to do. You're
gonna have to tell the person that's asking.
I shouldn't have to tell you that when you know that the other person that's coming in is definitely going to wipe out all of the people that look like me. People that are dying. What do you think I'm going to do? We have to stop with this shenanigans of, like trusting someone that looks like Orange Lady Eloise as opposed to someone that looks like me. That's the bottom line. Give me an opportunity, even though I work for a person who looks more like Orange Lady Eloise than they look like me. But that even the one that I work for is not as bad as that.
That's right.
Opportunity. Stop talking about, where were you and what did you do in the past 4 years? Bitch, I was not the president. I didn't have the power to do that. I did as much as I could in that situation. Give me an opportunity. You know what they're going to do. And I'm talking about those house progressives that told their people to vote for people other than the one that looks like me. And now you all on TikTok and you all here talking about, yeah, because we're going to do this. We're the ones that could change this. If you could have changed it, you would have did it. You would have told your people, because then you would have had a voice in the White House. You would have had somebody in the White House that at least would listen to you. Even if I didn't have the plan, let's just say.
Or a concept of a plan.
Right. But if you had me in the White House or the one that looks like me, you would have options. You would have the door open. You could talk to that person. You could sit down at the table and have serious conversation. Orange Lady Eloise and the minions over there are not serious.
No, they are very unserious.
Well, I think that also that one, you can have a conversation. If I can use your example, JaVonne, one you can have a conversation with, and the other one don't want to hear nothing you gotta say, right? But it is the same damn plane, two different wings, real talk. Because I don't for a second believe that everything is accomplishable, for the Democrats either. I take offense to some of the things that the Democrats, this because we had an air about us, right? An air that we're going to stay above and people just don't fight like that. They don't fight things that they believe in, that that moral, whatever we want to call it,
high ground.
Yeah, and honestly, quite frankly, it's an illusion of it's bullshit. Quite frankly, we get angry, and there's some things that we should have done very early that could have circumvented some of this momentum.
I agree with that 100%. But at the same time, in a time of an emergency, you gotta pull out the hose and put out the fire. You don't tell the firemen just stay at home because they didn't like the pie I baked. What?
That's because they continue to believe that he's not going to continue to push the envelope further and further, though he's shown it multiple times.
But it's not even him, it's the minions. Because like you said, there's a whole nother person that's getting calls. And what is that person's background?
To take over.
Apartheid.
Take over apartheid. Take over. Yeah.
Apartheid.
Right?
Yes.
So Athena is saying, what she, I wish I could put that up there. And I wish we had a call in so Athena could call in, but that's
Athena to come over to YouTube.
That's Athena. Well, actually, Athena is doing a good job at moderating sort of on TikTok. So I don't Yeah, she shared the live, she's liking the live, and I don't want to pull you away from that. But she's talking about, wait, let me just read what she's saying. If you can convince the lowest white man he's better than the best colored man, won't notice you're
picking a pocket. Yep.
He will give him somebody to look down on, and he'll empty his pockets
for her. Yep.
Lyndon B. Johnson said that, and it still stands true.
Yep.
And for the people on TikTok, I want y'all to tap that screen, please. We have a goal of roses. Only 4 roses. If you could send 4 roses, that hits the first goal that we ever had. So please tap the screen, give us some hearts, give us some roses, and thank you very much. Please continue to contribute. And if you are interested in calling in as opposed to texting or commenting that way, let me know, and we'll work on having that going forward. Because this is a hot topic, and we want to hear what you have to say. Yeah, but that gets me heated. That gets me heated. That whole, like don't be coming, and yeah. Biden could have stepped down from day one and tossed that over, and not only tossed it over, but talked about what she had been doing behind the scenes all along to give her some street cred.
Yeah.
Yes, he could have done that.
You know what I've been consistently saying, because I put it, because me myself, I put her on a milk carton a long time ago in our conversations, Jay, and I was like, it's not I don't know what she's doing. And if she's doing, and you educated and told me quite a few things, and I was like, but I should know this because I'm looking at the information.
Right, right. But it's just not, it just was not out there. I was, but then, you know, it's also the news that I was consuming, you know,
Understood.
and
But
like, because the news that I was consuming consisted of a lot of Black female journalists who told you what the sister was
What she was doing
and made
But
sure that
that's it.
we knew. But if you don't,
Follow that.
right, and which it's not to say that everybody knows that there's a bunch of Black sister journalists saying, you know, keep it, and even with that, you know, I wasn't just, you know, I wasn't just going to take what they said, because sometimes we like a certain thing, so we big up that thing. So I was doing my own
Research.
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 I still say that the White House press secretaries have an obligation to the people to report what's actually happening.
Right.
And
So and what they were reporting was all of the things that the president was doing. What the and not necessarily only the president, but the administration. And when they say administration, the vice president falls under that. The cabinet members fall under that. All of the cabinet members.
so we can't really hold a whole stake at folks not wanting to know what she'd been doing, because it wasn't
out there
when it should have been, you know. Like, look, again, I'm gonna walk away from this from saying that, you know, the best party did not win in this case. However, I'm also going to say that we are somewhat responsible for our posture in not winning. And I'm starting with, you know, I still don't like, you know, what Biden is doing going on the way out. I mean, I think it's too much fake ass high ground, real talk, you know, when he could have done some really interesting things, like, and he made himself look like a pushover, and they're still catching this man sleeping on the job still. So I'm like, come on. That's why.
And here's the thing. Kamala's still not the president.
Right.
And I'm sure there's some stuff that she would like to do, and he's like, no, we're not going to.
And he could have made her the president on the way out.
I know that she is slick and quick to the draw, and she would have done some executive orders, but she doesn't have that pen.
That power. She can't do it.
Don't have that pen.
He ain't gonna give it to her.
And he's not going to give it to her.
So
yeah, but he's I'm sorry, you know, like, I don't know. I can't speak to that. I can't speak to that.
Get you some business, because this is,
you know, a lot of the misinformation, the lies that was going through social media, you know, that whole word czar, right? So now, because they started pushing out she was the border czar, which is not something that we have czars in America. So that is not something we have. But because they funneled that through about her being that's all I saw when I was on TikTok, when I was in, because I did a lot of you know, people bringing me on their TikTok stuff, and this is all I'm arguing with them. We don't have that. That's not true. So now that they actually putting in a border czar, but instead of them thinking that's because they are in line with Putin, that's why they're moving in that direction, they look at it as the opposite. I'm very concerned about the mentality of Americans at this point, right? It's like truth for them is lies, lies is truth, and information is so skewed across the bandwidth. They're now getting ready to you know, you heard about TikTok, they got approval to go ahead and ban it, right? So
or pay, unless they pay.
They're going to try to probably fight it and take it up to the Supreme Court, which might put a stay on it for a minute, but who knows where it's going. For me, there are a lot of people out there on TikTok, and I can't even believe I'm saying this, but that truly are putting in good information, right? And real truth information, and getting out there. They have large followings of people. I've sat on these things all day long listening to how they are schooling people and giving them information that they had no idea about. Like someone talking about the daggone Pennsylvania and their daggone union and how y'all just got screwed by Trump telling you he is not going to pass that. Like, it's just
Yes,
crazy.
still working.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
It's crazy.
How could? But if they had been paying attention, but
Ugh.
this has been one of my ongoing things. Also, and
Mm.
Terez can I just got a notification that Insta just finished. Okay, they only do an hour with me screaming and carrying on. How you doing, Pop?
Well, hey, Pop, what's up?
But this has been a big thing in my head for the longest time. One of my biggest complaints for years, even before all of this, it's been education.
Yeah.
Education. I've even gone so far as to say if we want reparations, it should start with education. And here's the thing. Here's what I meant by that. And
as they're stripping it, though, JaVonne, as they are stripping it.
Exactly. The most powerful thing in this country is education. People don't. It's money and education. Education and money. You have to understand that the reason why they are burning Black books, burning gay books, burning books about empathy and all of this other stuff,
and love,
and they don't want people to learn about or to have discernment or to be able to
critical thinker.
They don't want that. No. And they don't want us, more importantly, they don't want their children to understand and know the truth about the history of this country.
That's right.
They do not want them to understand and to know the facts about our contributions
to this
country and their true contributions, which has been cruelty to the world.
Yeah, of course.
The mutilation, the rape, the robbery, because the culture now is anti mean people to make it smaller, just like our culture right now is moving towards what they say a browning of America.
Mm-hmm.
Diversity, equity, it's truth. It's understanding that Columbus did not discover America. It's understanding that this country is land that was preoccupied and that the way
and stolen.
Yes, and the way in which it became what it is now was not nice. It's not something to celebrate.
Yeah.
Most of your pagan holidays have bloodbaths or something attached to it.
It's right. It's what's going on is that as we become more educated, we start to take on our power.
Push back.
As we become more educated and more knowledgeable, we are less likely to take the BS. We're more likely to stand up for what we believe in than falling for anybody else's bullshit because we are empowered by our knowledge.
Right.
So if they can take that away, if you don't know who you are, if you don't know the strength from which you come from, like I've told this story before. When I was younger, like in the early 90s or something, I was working with a group of people who had migrated here from Africa, straight off the boat, people who had worked, and they all had, bachelor's degrees and whatnot, and they were working, and I had not yet achieved my bachelor's degree, whatever. But I was so happy to be working with Africans, like, wow, people from the motherland, right? Until one of them said to me, "You are just mad because our ancestors sold our weaker brother and you ended up here." And I looked at this man, just as red boned as you, actually, Terez. So I don't know what happened.
Right there, Carmel. Thanks.
No, this okay. Well, I'm just saying. I don't know what happened with his ancestors, but I said to him, your ancestors' weaker brother could not have lived one day under what my ancestors endured here. Only the strongest that Africa had to sacrifice could endure what my people endured here. Are you kidding me? So I pointed out one of the weaker brothers from Africa that was working with us. I said, do you think he could have survived what my people survived here, what my ancestors? No. So I don't even know why I ventured off there, but I just went way back to 1990 and I saw that brother in my face saying that dumb shit. You know what? I'm just going to move on and bring Papi Chulo on here. You know, something has to give. Something has to give.
I just want to say hi to the family, and I'm doing my holiday stuff. Just want to show you what we're doing today from the foundation.
Yes, the Whitney Houston Foundation.
We're giving away stuff and toys and.
And Santa Claus is a black man.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, there's somebody, and we doing raffles and stuff. You know how we do, Reggie. we raffling off this big bike. It's the last raffle.
Nice.
Beautiful.
Nice. Hollywood.
And where's this?
And wait, look who's here. I'm with Santa Claus.
Hey, Claus!
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Santa. It's Papua location. Shout out to the Whitney Houston Foundation.
Yeah.
And to all the state for keeping her name and her legacy alive. And in community and rooted, just like she was. We miss her. We miss her dearly.
Yeah, we just continuing what we normally do, what she would normally want us to do. And it's from young kids until teenagers that they walking out with like bags of like toys, like. Wait to see the.
Welcome. Awesome.
I just wanted to lighten it up for a second. That's all. I love you guys. Y'all continue the show.
Love you too, Pop.
Love you too, Pop.
Bye, Pop.
Thank you. Say hi to Pat for us.
Yeah, say hi to Pat and Gary.
3612. All right, I'm working on.
Your girl is here, JaVonne and Rezzy.
Pat's there?
Wait, let me try to find Pat. Yeah, of course. You know, she's in control of this. Hold on. There she is. JaVonne and Terez.
Hey! How you doing, Pat?
How you guys doing?
Happy holidays. Happy holidays.
Yeah. See, like the bags are right here.
Yes.
Nice.
We gave away coats. We gave away sneakers.
Wow.
Beautiful. And tell us for next year, Pop, how people can donate to the Whitney Houston Foundation for that kind of gift.
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll start putting stuff online and everything, and everybody like donated toys out here in Georgia. This African American millionaire, he donated the sneakers that he made for the kids.
Nice.
Wow.
Just everything. So it's wonderful.
Nice. Now, what's the temperature like? I see you outside.
I know. I was just about to say the same thing.
Oh no, it's warmer now. It's in the 50s right now. But you know what? Me doing this type of work makes me feel warm inside.
Oh,
yeah.
I'm sure. And you look like Santa Claus. Well,
are you calling me up? Are you saying ho 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 to me? I am in Georgia. Y'all are good? Y'all are good?
We're
Yeah.
good.
Yes.
Thank God.
Good
Yeah.
pop.
All right. Well, I just want to check in with the family.
Thank you.
You are all
Love you guys.
Good to talk to you, Pop. I only get to talk to you at the same time. Seeing
That's
you.
right, JJ, my JJ.
I look forward to meeting you in person.
Oh, you will, JJ.
All right. Good.
And we're gonna cut up like that. We're gonna cut it up like we known each other for years.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. Let's go. Let's go.
All right, well, y'all continue the show. Love you guys. I'll see y'all next week. But all right.
Love
Be
you.
safe. Be
All right.
safe.
I will. All right.
Poppy Chulo.
Chulo on the road.
That's right. Representing the Whitney Houston Foundation with Pat Houston and giving bikes and gifts to the children. I mean, that's a fabulous thing, man.
Yeah.
Keeping that Whitney Houston legacy alive. I love it. I love it. I love it.
There's a whole machine behind Nip and you know, making sure her legacy stays alive. And they released the Durban Live from Durban concert CD, which is like I think one of our only live concerts that they've released, which is amazing. The music's amazing. I don't know if I wanted to play it or keep it as like a keepsake because it's, you know, one of the classics. We're not. Oh, I'm sorry. Not the word. We're not playing it. Okay, got it. We're not opening it, rather, because we heard it. We didn't.
Apologetic Betty.
Non-apologetic.
We ain't opening that.
Oh, right.
Unapologetic Betty.
You know, that's a whole lot of sauce right there. Unapologetic Betty. I mean,
Unapologetic Betty.
Unapologetic Betty.
That's what she said.
Unapologetic.
I said no.
Unapologetic.
It can't be unapologetic. It's
unapologetically Betty. It doesn't flow right in the verse.
No, it doesn't. No.
Unapologetically Betty.
No. That's too many syllables.
No, it's not. That was it. Trust me.
No, it's
unapologetically Betty.
No, it doesn't flow right in the cipher.
Yes, it does.
It doesn't flow right in the cipher.
Unapologetic is too abrupt. Unapologetically Betty in the Fetty. Right.
Okay, if you want to do all of that, but for my purposes, unapologetic, get it? Unapologetic Betty. Whoa, that's what's
I like that.
That's
unapologetic Betty.
Unapologetic Betty.
Unapologetic Betty.
Oh gosh. You don't see her in her onesie like this.
I can't see her, but
hey, Gigi, how are you?
Hello, Monique. I'm good.
I can't see you, but
you were supposed to come out and do double dutch with me. Remember, you're supposed to be getting in them ropes.
Oh,
what she say?
She said you're supposed to come out and do double dutch with her. You're supposed to be getting in them ropes.
I will, child. Let me tell you something. I was the young girl that had to be okay. I gotta come in here. I was the rag doll. Remember, like I was always the rag doll. I couldn't jump rope. I never was able. I could do one up.
Oh, you the turner? Were you just a turner?
No, I couldn't even turn. I was double handed.
Oh no!
They be like, no, at least I get to turn. I be like, I'm the top. That's what am I doing? Whoa. Yeah, it was a mess.
Right,
and I couldn't jump.
Come with me.
I mean, I could jump better than I could turn. They never wanted me to turn.
I'm gonna have to bring you with me. You gotta come.
I will do it for sure. First of all, it's a good exercise.
It is.
It's fun.
Yes.
It looks fun.
Yes.
And it looks, I mean, now I think I could do it. I mean, I know I could jump it, but now that I get the hang of it, like when I was young, I was like, what? I don't. There's two ropes. What's happening? Yeah, it was.
Our captain is good with reteaching people.
Nice.
I mean, we have people from 40 because you gotta be 40 up to 80 something that's in our group in South Jersey.
That's right.
Oh,
right.
You need
Only
to get on.
About 12 years.
Yeah, actually, we should
go live with you
and go
live.
Do it.
Yeah, do on location.
Wait, so you're saying that this jump rope league is 40 and up?
40 plus.
Roller skate. Remember the lady that was the roller skate? She was
Yeah,
like,
go 40 plus.
Remember?
Mm-hmm. So next, I'm trying to think next Saturday. No, okay, I can go next Saturday. But look, next Saturday, Monifa need to be there to jump.
I can't do next Saturday. I have a gig in Connecticut.
Okay.
By the way,
All right.
the one bar, 720 Union Place.
They got slide in. I know that's what I'm talking about.
That's what's up.
Shameless plug. Sure.
That's what's up.
All right. So you gotta let me know what Saturday so that we can
It could be the
slide
Saturday
you in
afternoon.
there.
Yes, for
Okay,
sure.
You do every Saturdays?
Every
Where
Saturday.
at, Gigi? Where?
South Jersey. We down here in South Jersey. We used to have a location down in Sicklerville, but the lady closed the shop. So right now we were doing a high school, and then they closed the Camden High School. They got to open a new one. So we're like in little different places right now until we get another home for the winter. In the summertime, we be out. We be out in the
because you can be
streets, up in
outside.
the
Right,
parks,
exactly.
right? So I'll find out where we are in 2 weeks Saturday, and I will make sure that I get that information. If I have to come get you, I'm bringing you up in there. We're gonna get you jumping in them ropes.
What, child? And all this good jelly.
That's what's up.
You're welcome, honey.
Let us know when y'all doing it again, and you know we will go live and definitely show that.
Yep, 2 Saturdays in 2 weeks. Then I'll make sure I find out what location we are.
You have to ask JaVonne.
What you say?
He said, "Are you coming?"
Come on down, South Jersey, JaVonne. Let's go.
I'll come. I'll go if you go, Mo.
She says she'll go if you go, babes.
Oh, no, for sure. I'm definitely gonna go.
I was determined. I was a legendary turner.
We taking JaVonne Terez on the road.
I don't know how to move the rope around me and then turn it. No, because I'm tall. So, and if you got a turner that was short, I had to be able to adjust my height.
So you jump, T? Let me find out.
I don't jump. I don't jump. I always admired the jumpers, and I like watching the jumpers, so I became a good turner.
It's her height.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Your waist, so you can keep your hands down here.
Yeah, keep my waist or my
Or
right
upper
up underneath my
ribcage.
breast. Yeah, upper rib cage. Yeah, I can adjust
I
my height
remember
for the
people
different
doing that, yeah.
turners. I was not.
I also jump with boots on. You know those Kango boots? Y'all know the Kango boots, man? I jump with those on.
Ooh, you fancy.
It's good for the knees. Good. It's good exercise.
It springs, right?
Yeah.
I would like to learn how to jump, but I have to, I know how to jump regular rope, but that double dutch.
Look, we do that too. Remember the single rope? 5, 4, 3, 21, and you come up and you come back. Oh, we do it all. We bring it back to when we were a kid. That's the joy. That's that part that we walk in that door and leave all of the world behind and just take it back to when we were a little kid. So come on, JaVonne. Get on in here. I want to see you in the ropes.
No, I'm not jumping nothing.
You want to think about that?
No. I can record. And I will do commendation. Like not commentate.
But I think it's about everybody trying to find. This is a good way to segue into.
I will interview the people.
Finding the bliss. Because you're gonna need something that sustains you in whatever rocky times we are having.
Athena said, "I watch good."
I watch good too.
That's right, y'all. Tune in hopefully 2 weeks, and I'll make sure we have the location. And JaVonne and Terez is gonna be on the road with 40 plus South Jersey. All right, let's go.
That'd be pretty cool. How you doing, Kimberly? Welcome to this afternoon show.
Hey, Kim.
Kimberly.
Hello, Kimberly.
Y'all know it's time for a Black History moment.
Yay.
So let's get with that real quick. So on today, December 7th, 1941, the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to try to share my screen so that y'all can see what had happened. Now, let's see. I'm a little slow. Share the screen. Share the screen. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, there we go. Hold up. I get it. Did that work?
Not yet.
Black History Month, an African-American hero of Pearl Harbor, Doris Dory Miller, is remembered and honored in a very special way at Joint Base Pearl Harbor Hickam. Here to tell us more, Commander, Navy Region Hawaii and Naval Surface Group Middle Pacific, Rear Admiral John Fuller. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you, Ron.
Good to see you, as always. Please tell us about Dory Miller. I mean, he was a hero. A lot of folks don't really know about.
So Dory Miller was an African-American hero, a sailor who served on the USS West Virginia. He was here during the attack on December 7th. Now, back in those days, messmen or black and African-Americans were not allowed to serve in warfighting positions. He was doing cooking duties, shining shoes. When the attack happened, he sprung to action. He helped his captain there. He actually returned fire, and he's been awarded for saving several people there. So you'll see famous pictures of Dory Miller. Admiral Nimitz is giving him the Navy Cross, which is the third highest award given during World War II for his gallantry.
We're seeing some of the images of that, and here he is, an amazing man, very courageous, and somebody who took it upon himself to try and make a difference on that day. What does he symbolize today to the young sailor?
So the thing about Dory Miller there is you have to expect. He was given an opportunity to serve there, and when no one expected someone to stand up there, he jumped out there and returned fire. He inspired people. He inspired the African-American movement during the desegregation period, and he's an inspiration of very young sailors here, because with the proper opportunity, you can go out and serve and be a hero and do the unexpected.
It taps into your emotion too, I imagine.
It does.
It does, yeah. How does he remember at Pearl Harbor?
So in Pearl Harbor, they actually have a housing community named after him. In 1991, the Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority dedicated a bronze plaque to him. And then during December 7th, the 75th ceremony, we rededicated the plaque again. One quick story. There was one of the sailors who served with him, 100-year-old chief, came out there to see that. So really inspiring. Here's the guy right here.
Yeah, what a great photo.
100-year-old sailor.
Wow. That must have been an amazing moment for him.
I think it was an amazing moment for me.
I can see tears swelling in your eyes.
Stop, I don't want to cry on TV.
Yeah, a very, very emotional moment, though, for you too as well, to know that.
Oh, yes.
That he served with Mr. Miller. Do you have anything else you'd like to add?
First of all, thank you for allowing us to celebrate African American History Month. Thank you for making us part of the Ohana, and thank you for your service to our service.
Admiral, good to see you.
Y'all might remember, let me see if I can pull something quickly up. Let me see where I cannot, and that's all right. Oh yeah, this right quick.
Give me the engine room. My God. Report battle stations, man your
This is no shit. They just sunk the Arizona. General quarters. All hands, man your battle stations. This is no damn. I got you, Captain.
Your radio prime cover. Initiate damage control. Find my exo. Tell him to assume command. And you make sure the gunners. Everyone's where they need to be, Captain. You trained us well. Captain.
Keep being lazy about cleaning your apartment.
Well,
no, seriously. Home Aglow will clean it for just $9.
And stop sharing that. If I can figure out how. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So that movie was about this young man, and he thousands of Americans lost their lives in that situation, and that was the day which will live in infamy as per Franklin D. Roosevelt. He was one American who demonstrated unbelievable bravery and courage on that day, and he was the first Black man awarded the Navy Cross for his bravery, in which he has been credited with shooting down at least 3 Japanese planes and perhaps more on that ship that day, and he died at the age of 24 on November 24th, 1943, just 2 years later. So, we speak your name. We speak your name, Doris Dory Miller. And it's important, I think, as a people, especially because you will not find him in the history books.
We both said at the same time.
This attack on Pearl Harbor is what forced America to join World War II. This attack also solidified our allyship with NATO and started NATO. And it's the reason why, we are allied with the people we are allied with, in from the beginning, those longer relationships in terms of countries. This man was not allowed to be an officer in the way that Black people are able to be officers today. There was segregation on these ships. He was relegated to being a cook and to shine shoes. And at the end of the day, when the officers were shot down, he manned up, took over that ship, and shot down those who were trying to kill him and infiltrate this country and end this country. For me, when I think about people like himself and those who lost their lives in war, like trying to defend this country and so forth and so on, I think about it today, and I think about what a shame it is that all of that happened, and Orange Lady Eloise is about to try to take back all of the progress. It's almost like all those people dying in vain. The equality that was fought for by this man being the first one to win this medal and proving to not only the people that he was on that ship with, but that naval vessel, let me say, but to all of America that we're human beings. We live here too, and we have talent and skill, and we can do anything. As a matter of fact, anything you can do, I can do better. I can do anything better than you. So it just put us in a position to have an equal opportunity. There's always, we're still doing these firsts. We're still at this period of firsts, and they want to take all of that away.
Well, they just don't, just like everything else, they just don't want it acknowledged. That's why we have to celebrate it. We have to acknowledge it. They don't want anything acknowledged. Dirty deeds are people in it, other than they just want the existence to be one thing, and quite frankly, we're kind of tired of Tarzan swinging through the jungles of Africa.
Exactly. Your girl Athena, because this is your girl. She said there's a community center dedicated to him in downtown Hampton, Virginia.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, that's your girl.
Okay. What's up, Kim?
She like to go on the down low as Athena.
Yep. What's up, girl?
I thought you was gonna catch on.
I've seen so many people use that tag now. So
okay. Yeah, that's your girl. That's I'm a claimer too, though, because she been repping me as well for so long. So that's my girl too. Actually, I had some conversations and so forth and so on with her. She's good people, but you know, I could say truly that most of the people in your circle have been good people.
Amen.
You know,
Very
and
good.
that I've been blessed to meet and tango with. You know, there's only truly one I would give the boot to, but we, you know, that I have given the boot to, but you know who
We
that
both
is.
have,
You
so
know, yeah, so you know, but
yeah,
you know, they go to boot.
right.
They go to boot. Actually, there's two.
I think it was 1 or 2.
Yeah, one or two. We'll say one or two in your circle. I'm giving the boot to.
Uh-oh. Okay.
But anywho, yeah, so that's our Black History moment. You know, we when you learn something new, share that information with someone else. Let people know about the contributions that Black Americans, Afro Americans have made to this country, because the country is being whitewashed. The children are not going to learn, especially in Florida. They will not learn about this heroic figure.
Gonna have to make sure you do some homeschooling with whatever's on them books.
Yeah,
That's
most
important. It
definitely.
puts the power back in the hands of the parents.
Well, that's what. Yeah, I
Because
don't
we
know.
can't. I mean, we can't expect an institution that indoctrinated us to teach us to now, teach us what we wanted to do. Right? We always had to have that in the hands of the parents. That's why we got in trouble. Well, I'll keep it on me. That's why I got in trouble, because I had a mother that was at home, was telling me the truth. Now, didn't teach me about not carrying it back to the people, but that was another story. But yeah.
Yeah, you got to carry it back to the people and stand up, you know,
Right.
because when you know what you know, you can stand up and fight. You know, I remember one time being a teenager on the train, you know, hanging out, making noise with my little crew, and it was really, really late at night. Had no business being out there, probably 1 o'clock in the morning on the choo choo. And there was a gentleman who said, "Why don't y'all shut up and sit down?" Loud ass N words, and whoa, we were like, whoa, you know, all up in it, right? He said, "What the hell did your people contribute to this country anyway? Y'all ain't do nothing, always talking loud." And in that moment, what was so interesting for me is that I stopped. I froze because I wanted to be able to spew off a litany of things.
A list, right?
I wanted to say, did you know that such and such and such you wouldn't have without? And all I could think of was the street light. You know, the stoplight. That's all I
Stoplight.
could think of in that moment. And that thing haunted me. And I promised myself there was not going to be another time that somebody was going to be able, because, you know, to know who you are and the people and their contributions, there's a certain amount of power in that. You put your back straight and your head up.
He didn't know? You think he didn't know?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
First of all, they study us harder than any other group.
But you know what? Not that particular person sitting on. I don't think that the random. I'm trying not to say something. I don't think that
the majority of the MAGA people
understand who we are and what we've contributed.
Correct.
They don't even know who they are. They don't know who they're voting for. They don't know the truth. They wouldn't understand the truth if it slapped them upside the head. They are the least educated of all Americans.
Poorly educated. He loves them.
They don't have discernment. They don't understand critical thinking. They don't understand what tariffs are. How in the hell are they going to understand what the filament in the light bulb is that keeps the light bulb burning, and that it wasn't Thomas Edison that put that thing in there? He created the light bulb. Thank you, Thomas Edison. But the thing only stayed on for 10 minutes. It only burned for, and he couldn't figure out for the life of him how to keep it on for longer than that. But they were happy with the 10 minutes until it was a black man that invented the filament. And yes, they understand we are powerful, but they may not understand why. They know that we are survivors, and they know that our men are big and chocolatey and sexy and strong, and their dicks are bigger. They understand. They understand it. But what they don't understand
Terez is off screen.
is this
Come back
part.
on screen, girl.
They don't get this. They don't know this part. And if they would let go of the shenanigans and the dumb shit,
They can. It's fear. It's
and
fear.
just allow us to live and be who they are, the world would be such a better place because we are so creative, we are so beautiful.
But that's why. Everything you're saying, JaVonne, is exactly the reason why. That's why.
I understand. But our contributions to this country specifically has made this country such a beautiful place to be.
Mm-hmm. And that's why they want to steal it and get rid of everybody else.
But we can make but we can do so much more. There's just so much more that we can do if we just support it. That's all. Just put your hands down and support us. Look, go watch us play sports because we do that better than anybody else.
Right, and we can make money off of you running up and down the aisle. Remember what that news anchor said to, what was that, LeBron? Was it LeBron and she said that too? Y'all need to, she made a statement about, not to him directly, when she said you need to just, why don't he stop worrying about politics and just keep dribbling the ball up and down? That's how they feel.
Stop talking, keep dribbling.
Just keep dribbling.
The thing is that when we do talk and when we do, we do so much more. And Athena says exactly, they don't want to know. They know whose we are. That's why they mad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true. Now undermine us all the time. They want to look like us. They want the full lips. They want the brown skin, but they don't want to be called black. And they want the big booty. That's why they do. I mean, they want all of that.
Yeah, and they look. Just let me just say, keep your little thing going on. Don't. God gave it to who is supposed to have it, and who that don't. Everything ain't for everybody. leave your little lips the size that they are. Just be you, because when it doesn't look right.
I can't even.
Don't
now.
Don't do that. Don't do it
now.
God made us all uniquely, and there is only one race, as per cousin Jane Elliott. It's the human race.
Human race.
Stick with that. Be you, love you, do you, and love on each other. That's it.
That's it.
That would be
That's
nice.
enough. That's
it
enough.
would be nice. That would be wonderful.
Stop the hate.
As we are right there, I'm going to bring up one more thing because of what you just said. As they continue to monopolize and lie to us, and especially their base, somebody else that they have inducted into the clown car, Senator, they're looking at Senator David Perdue of Georgia. You know who he is, right? I know y'all know who he is. They want to make him the ambassador to China. Now, the reason I bring this up, I thought this was a good one. So it's going to segue into something else real quick. Is because, one of the things that they keep saying, we want to keep the jobs here. We want all of the jobs here in the United States. We don't want to use China and Mexico. That we want stuff here.
You better peel back them labels on some of them things over in Orange Glow Towers.
Oh, baby. Because if anyone knows
all those MAGA hats were made in China.
Yes, and the Bibles too. But let's go.
The Bibles.
What people don't know about David Perdue Chicken Man is that he has lived in both Singapore and Hong Kong, right? He has taken much enjoyment in being a person that has moved more jobs from US to China. He brags about outsourcing thousands of jobs over there and that he has made a lot of money. So he was one that outsourced Dollar General. I don't know if y'all knew that. And in that, he was also charged for insider trading. And one of your biggest people that you can't stand, JaVonne, is the ones that have ignored COVID. You know, he is part of that reason that a lot of the stuff that happened over there in Georgia is because he minimized and downplayed the stuff that was going on with COVID over in Georgia. And he voted 4 times, not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 times to reverse the ACA. Now, what do you think that this man's plans are for China as the ambassador?
He got no plans.
He's gonna outsource. We're not talking about Lady Eloise. We're talking about the minions. The minions.
He ain't got no plan either.
Oh, you think the minion don't want to outsource all those jobs, the American jobs, to China, where he can infiltrate and get some money? It's all about $1. It's all about $1.
That's it. Cheap labor.
Yeah, cheap labor. And
but the Chinese are smarter than that, though. A lot of the stuff that I think that they are projecting, they act like they're not going to have any opposition. Period.
But the thing about China, though, T, is this: did you know that Lady Eloise had a secret bank account out there for years? Tens of twinsies of millions of dollars.
That I'm not surprised.
That he had to pay. Wait. He paid more taxes in China, $188,000, than he's paid right here last year, which was $750.
Well, that I'm not surprised. I do know that he outsources quite a bit.
So the Chinese are banking and they are benefiting from any and everything that we in America do here from over there. They are going to embrace whatever David Perdue does that's going to benefit them. More people over there to work, to make money for their people.
The United States is in debt to China, let's be clear.
Right. And then you think about this, how backwards that sounds when he said he's going to place more tariffs on them, but yet you're going to be outsourcing more because they know, guess who's going to have to pay for the tariffs? We do.
I just want to see what, a day at a time. That's it.
So my segue goes into this, and I'll be on my closing.
The only
way we're gonna be able to fight back on this, JaVonne and T, is to do what South Korea did. Let them do what they did, and that's how I wanted to go. South Korea, that crazy ass president, thought his motherfucking ass was about to do some shit, and the people said, "Fuck y'all," and we gonna have to do the same damn thing. I'm sorry. There I go. I land my plane.
No, you're right. We're going to have to keep your money in your pocket. Keep your money in your pocket. You don't need that. The kids don't need that. You will survive without it.
It requires some organizing, folks. And we know when it gets too heady, we do what? We bargain shop. We do retail therapy, which is playing right back into the hands of that. And I know I'm being devil's advocate right now, but we're going to see. Because I purposely sometimes just get in my car and just drive around those Black Friday things and see how many of us are really doing what we say we're going to do.
Because that's the thing that's going to, make a difference. That's the thing.
Economics.
Walmart felt it, though. Walmart felt it. Y'all saw it. They felt it.
How do we know that they felt it?
Well, when I was all over TikTok for Black Friday, and there was people that was in stores. They were empty. Like there was nobody in those stores. Mm-hmm. It was amazing to see I know that they said most of the money came from Amazon, but there are a lot of TikTokers that are out there saying and showing the stores that we should not be spending our money at. The list, I tried to go on the app so that I could get the list, but I was having a difficult time, so I have to try again. But there are a lot of,
send it to you, Gigi,
because I know Walmart
there's a couple of lists
Home
out there.
Depot, and there's a
Chick-fil-A
couple
has
of
always been on the list. I don't know
Yeah.
why Black people would eat anything out of there.
Out of where?
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. I haven't been at Chick-fil-A since I left Georgia.
I refuse.
30 years ago almost. It's what it seemed like. I never even ate there. I didn't like their food then. And after I found out what they were doing, I never been back.
Nope.
Never. They would never get my money.
Nope.
After coming after LGBT community, the Black community, come on now. Why would I ever?
But we just, again,
crazy.
You're right.
Here's my question, Gigi. Did Step and Fletcher, did either one of them actually end up getting any positions in this new administration?
Oh no. There's only one of us this cover, and he's under what? There's only one position for us.
Oh yeah.
The HUD housing, of course.
And it's Vivek, right? And this clown.
Oh, you talking about Vivek?
He's the only one.
Well, he's in with him and I don't know, Ren and Skimpy. That's what I'm gonna call them too. Ren and Skimpy are over Doge.
Who got HUD? Who got HUD?
It's some Black guy. I don't know his name. I forgot. But he's the only one. He's the only African American man that has a job. So Ren and Stimpy, they over Doge, and what's his name?
She said Sambo 1 and 2.
Oh.
It's a Black pastor.
Yeah, what is his name?
Talking about Tim?
I don't know.
Tim Scott?
No, it's not them. No.
Tim Scott? He ain't getting no spot.
No, it's Scott Turner. Scott Turner, is that what his name is? Let me see his picture.
It's just a boot licking.
Yeah, no, none of them guys. That's why I thought you were talking about Tim Scott and what's his name?
Yeah, those are the two I was talking about.
Yeah, no, that's why I said no. They didn't get no positions. That's what I thought you said. Yeah,
What you call him, JaVonne? What you call him?
Bootlickers.
This guy is Scott Turner. He is over the Department of Housing and Urban Development. He is a former NFL player. There you go.
So he probably is a little swishy in the brain.
That's it. That's your one.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody else. And Ren and Stimpy, they running around here talking about closing this and closing that and wanting their best way to get money.
Let's just see if they even stay. Like half the people that we see now, more than half, I'm willing to bet, will not even be there after the first year. Like this is. Oh yeah.
I don't know.
They all want to go to jail like the last administration he had.
I don't know. No, because it's different this time. Right. Because anything that's done under his administration and nobody can be held accountable for that now.
I thought it was just the president.
Yes.
Yeah, but his DOJ, his attorney general is going to be down with him, and his attorney general would not try to prosecute any of them.
No, this time is so different, because we had people that were giving them the boot and blowing up walls. All of those people are gone. And if there's still any pieces of them, they're about to get rid of them too. Period. This is so different. And the fact that at this point,
and the Supreme Court was also a threat.
Correct.
The big problem is the Supreme Court.
Yeah,
that's the big problem.
This is so different.
Before you could sue, and if it doesn't win in federal court, the lower court, you take it to the Supreme Court. You know you're gonna win because it's so blatantly illegal. However, now the Supreme Court is illegal.
Right. Like the rest of them.
The options are few, but maybe somebody's gonna pull a miracle. I know that some of the Democrats are trying to do that no kings law before
Yes, I've seen
but
that.
we'll see. We shall see what we shall see. That's what grandma used to say. So
Okay, so I just got an interesting text message.
Uh-oh.
So what do we do for 4 years to either hide out in this country, and what are we doing? Are we hiding out in this country, and what are we doing to stay relevant in the 4 years that Trump is in office?
stop spending your money. Live your life and keep your money in your pocket.
Stop spending it, and if you have to spend it on places you know are for your community and you. And that's the way we got to do it, is pull the funds. But see, they're hitting us in places that we won't even be able to truly keep our grasp on, meaning Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, SNAP programs, those things we don't have any say over, right? But when it comes to the stores that we go to, keep your money in your pocket.
Yeah.
Be conscious shopping. Conscious shopping. Aldi's is one. They said that they have their thing posted for diversity, equity, inclusion.
Right.
They are about the people.
So
shop there.
Look out for those things, find the list and stay true to the list. Those who are supporting the shenanigans, do not support them. Never support those who do not support you. Let's be clear about that. Athena said the guardrails are off, and she's right. If you have to shop at Walmart, don't
shop at Walmart.
She says don't buy their brands. So if you have to, if there's nothing, like if you live in a small town and you need a pair of shoes and there's no shoes,
go to Target. It might cost you $3 more.
If there's if there's no Target, because
Target's on the list too.
I come from a community.
Target wasn't
on the list.
Target wasn't on the list.
I thought I saw a list with Target.
Well, okay, so let's be clear about the list that we get, because some people may have nefarious lists, right?
Because they weren't on the list that I seen.
Oh, right. Me either. And I've seen a couple of lists and I never saw Target. But with that being said, they know that there's a list just like we know there's a list. So if let's just say there's a chain store like Walmart that we know for certain came out and said they're anti-DEI. And you see multiple lists without, with Walmart. Well, Walmart knows they're on the list. So what do they want to do? They want to make it so that their top competitors are also on the list, which will give us little choice in terms of where to shop.
Right.
Also, there are communities that don't have a Target. Maybe all they have is a Walmart. I come from a community like that where there was one big major department store. And then you had to travel a little bit to get to the other major department store. And if there were bigger, fancier ones, you had to take the subway and go downtown to get to the fancier ones.
But isn't that the life we live now, right? Where we have McDonald's, Burger King, KFC right here. But if you want Salad Works and Honey Grow, you got to literally drive 15 minutes to get something healthier. That's just how they do us.
But what Kimberly is saying is pretty on point. For the next 4 years,
all right, Kimberly.
Because I will focus on spending on only necessities, paying my bills, minding my business, and sipping my tea.
That's
it. Really what we need to do. We need to teach our children that you don't need name brand sneakers. You need shoes on your feet. And do not tease the children that don't have fancy shit, because you ain't getting it either. We really have to stop, I saw something on how to sell to Negroes.
That old film or the
the old film depicting when desegregation was a thing or segregation was a thing around that time. And they were saying that the Negro liked name brand things because they were so accustomed to only having access to buying lower quality things, and the better quality things had a name stamped on it, a popular name. And so if you give them something of even average quality and you stamped a popular name on it, the Negro was going to buy that thing and spend more money for it. And let me tell you, that was in the 1950s and 60s, and it still stands true today. I don't care, people are always saying, oh, you got your Fendi, you got your this, you got your that. JaVonne Armstrong wouldn't know a Fendi from a Bendy. I'm telling you, because I don't give a shit about a name brand. Unless the name is Armstrong, I don't know it. I don't know it, and I don't care about it, and I'm not going to spend my little nickels and dimes to support it. However, I am definitely not going to support someone who I know intentionally would not support me, would not hire my nephews.
On gloriasteinem.com, they have broken it down quite a bit. They have a list of the companies you should not mess with, a list of the ones you are healthy, what they call healthy alternatives to, and then they have a list of ones that did and they pulled out based on, just knowing that the people weren't going for it, So there's corporate movement, and it's happening hourly, it seems. But she's got a breakdown. It looks like she has a running list of breakdowns on gloriasteinem.com.
That's good. Thank you.
Athena says where she lives, there are limitations for some folks without transportation.
Mm-hmm.
And I lived in that community where, there was only one department store. So I get it.
Mm-hmm.
Costco was not on any list.
No, they weren't on the list.
Choo Choo and Victory Gardens, I don't know what those are, but look, I want to support anyone and anything that supports me and my people.
Yeah.
If you against my people, I can't be for you. That don't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Just like those steel workers are learning, pay attention to who is with you and who is against you.
It's got to be more than words. It's got to be more. You've got to see somebody in action well before you're elected for politician. Like, if you don't see anybody in your community that's working, and that'll pass you by, that you recognize readily, not just people that have held seats for a long time and you don't see any, movement. Like when you call a mayor's office or you call a government, you're supposed to get feedback.
Mm-hmm.
Supposed to get feedback. And if you don't get it, then you question why. People are supposed to know you made these phone calls because it matters to the movement of the city, of your town, even.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Kimberly's supposed to give us a list, so I'm gonna hold on for Kimberly's list. And
and don't forget that our people of color, our spending is projected in the trillions in this company. This means before they even have your money out of your pocket, out of your hard-earned check, they are projecting that you are going to give it to them. It's almost like me counting on money from JaVonne, and I haven't even asked for it because I know that they're going to give it to me. And these are the money, and these are the money and the stats that they use to govern this country. Projections.
Absolutely.
When we satisfy that and then some, oh my goodness, that's wonderful. It's a wonderful thing.
Because they're assuming that most of us won't care about whatever because we want their things so much that we're willing to pay. And I don't care. I don't care. And look, I buy Nike shoes, sneakers, right? Kid size. I don't know if Nike's on the list. to be honest.
I think they are.
If Nike's on the list, then I'm shit out, because the only reason why I buy them is because they're very comfortable, and I get the boys size, and they fit me. I will happily go somewhere else if you can find me comfortable shoes that, you know, I will stop. I will stop buying from them. I just bought 2 pair of sneakers.
Yeah, they ain't on the preferred list, Jay.
Just because they ain't on the preferred list don't mean that they're on the DEI list. Now, the anti-DEI list. And if they are, then I'll stop buying them, but I ain't going to stop wearing what I already bought. Now, that's where I'm going to tell you, don't start burning your shit just because somebody's on the list. You know, wear your stuff that you paid for. You paid for it, fine. Just don't buy no more. That's how I feel about that.
Yeah, just be.
Oh, they said nope. Nike has not reversed its commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Thank you. I might even buy another pair of sneakers there.
Don't go naked in the city just yet.
No, yeah, but they're not on the list apparently.
Nope.
I checked for the all of the stores and whatnot that I actually use, and I think there was one gas station that I sometimes frequent. I just won't go to that gas station no more. I think it was like Shell or something like that. What's the one with the S? Whatever. I think that one was
S is Save On. Is that?
No, not Save On. It was like Shell.
It's Shell. The Shell is yellow.
Yeah, the yellow thing.
Yeah, that's Shell.
Yeah.
I think it was that one. And so I just won't go there no more. And that's it. You know? So y'all, we are out of time, and I want to give a shout out to Cheryl. Yesterday was her birthday, but the shenanigans.
Yes. Happy birthday, Pookie!
Happy birthday to my heart and
soul.
So for everybody, you know, have a great rest of your weekend.
Yes.
And be mindful of who you give your money to. Just like your vote is your power, your money is your power. Believe that.
Amen.
Hold on to it. Peace.
What's up, everybody? This is Cy Smith, and you are in the basement with JaVonne and Terez. In the basement with JaVonne and Terez. In the basement with JaVonne and Terez. With the basement, hey, with JaVonne and Terez.
Ooh, I dig that.
Hi, this is JaVonne, and you're listening to and watching Brunch in the Basement with JaVonne and Terez.
Still in the basement, no longer alone, with my homegirl Terez on the microphone. Music, politics, or just chatting it up. Brunch in the basement, see that's what's up. You never know who might run through. Legendary artists or someone brand new. You miss a lot when you miss one day. At least that's what I heard somebody say. But it doesn't really matter what whoever says. It's always a good show with JaVonne and Terez. Yeah. Brunch in the basement with JaVonne and Terez. Yeah. Let's see who we got today. Come on, everybody's a friend in my head. I already know everybody. Whatever it is, it's gonna be good. One day I'll tell you about me and Shaka Khan, but you know.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, but she doesn't know anything about it. But anyway. No, she doesn't. She wasn't even there actually. But anyway.
Horses though, Jay. Like she's got our ears and
I'm gonna send y'all some. I'll definitely get an address. I'll send y'all out.
You can send me some cologne, cause I mean, you know.
Cologne?
Yeah.
I will
Just
do
in
that.
case I should meet Shaka Khan, I want to smell really, nice.
Oh God.
Okie dokie, babe. Whatever you say.
All the time. So,
And we thank you for that.
thank you. This part, that little piece, I'm just gonna keep and play it all the time for myself. But no, I'm just teasing.
And I think it's time, Terez, to do a little rapid fire with Mr. Richard Pryor Jr.
I think so. So
Yeah.
don't worry, we won't hurt you.